So as I mentioned, mapping is this technique, this way of working, way of collaborating with folks that I think is completely underrated. And I would really like to see this become a more regular practice in teams that do knowledge work across organizations. It is one thing that can bridge the gap between the folks in your organization who do marketing and sales and HR and legal and engineering. Everybody can understand a Post-it note. Everybody can place a Post-it note on a whiteboard, and everybody can vote on a Post-it note. These are very primitive, simple techniques that combine, their basic building blocks that give you very powerful results. So the other great thing about this is that while you're doing this, because this is interactive, because folks are collaboratively building out these maps in real time, you learn all of these techniques about getting from an outcome to a actionable game plan by doing it. And you start to understand things about flow, about lean, about business, about tech, about all these subjects that are so critical to knowledge work in 2021. Just by going through the motions. You sort of learn by doing, and you leave with a stronger understanding about what all of this means, because there's a lot of terminology here below the surface. There's a lot of tech that can get in the way. There's a lot of language that can confuse people, but this mapping simplifies it to a great degree. So it's a naturally engaging practice. So we're asking everybody to participate for feedback. They get to be a part of building this. And that means that they're sharing not only a common understanding, but they're sharing ownership over the result too, right? You get this benefit of the IKEA effect where you build it so you feel better about owning the outcome. And that helps a lot when you're counting on people to execute on commitments, on operating autonomously and delivering results. Having a sense of ownership is extremely powerful. It also has a way of bringing folks together. So it can bring all those perspectives together and point them in the same direction. As I mentioned, this is not a copy and paste situation. There's models to follow, but the outcome is always unique, and it is always based on your environment and what you need to focus on at this moment. As I mentioned, learn by doing. This sticks. It also sticks because you can come back to these maps over and over again. They live forever. You can update them. You can take snapshots. You can share them easily across the organization. You can point to specific things and say, this is what stood out for me. And that helps all of this really sink in to a level that training doesn't sink in, to a level that reading a book doesn't. Going through this practice helps folks learn about things like flow and product development and strategy and business and tech alignment that you just can't get any other way. And last but not least, this is fully remote friendly. It works whether you have one person who's remote, nobody remote, everybody remote, and everything in between. It's easy to share. It's easy to participate. It's using free tools 99% of the time. There's a lot of custom built tools that you could use, but I've never paid a dime for any of this stuff. You can use any free tool for video conferencing or online collaboration, and there's lots.